Hi, welcome back. This is Rakesh Naik. Today we are going to discuss about one more topic in Turing Machine. That is how we can use subroutine in a Turing machine. But before we start, a small information. If you want to watch this video in Hindi, kindly follow the link given in the description. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will get regular updates from this channel. So, let us start. To understand what is subroutine in Turing machine, let us try to discuss a problem. We are going to design a Turing machine over 0 and 1 that will multiply two integers. We'll use subroutine to do this. In our previous video, we have done multiplication of two integers using Turing machine without using subroutine. So basically, what is a subroutine? Subroutine is a set of instructions designed to perform a frequently used operation within a program. If within a program, some sort of work we are doing repeatedly, so instead of writing every time, we need to write a subroutine and we need to call it whenever it is required. So let us discuss about multiplication, how we can use subroutine into it. Now let us say we are taking a number, first number is 3, second number is 2. We multiply and get 6. So instead of directly multiplying, we can add m times. It means 2 plus 2 plus 2, I'll get 6. So the same concept I'm going to use for Turing machine also. So in Turing machine, I don't have any way to represent 3. Rather, I'll write 3 once. Similarly for 2, I'll write 2 once. So I'll apply this concept. It means for first one, I'll write these 2 ones once. For the second one, once more. And for the third one, once more. That's how I'll get 6. Now it means what? For each one, I'm copying these second operand and writing to the result. So this is a repetition work I'm doing. So this part I'm going to do with subroutine. For your better understanding, if when I'm doing 2 multiplied with 3, I'll write it in this way. I'm having 2 ones. This 0 represents the operation, that is multiplication. Again 3 ones, that is 3. And this 0 represents equal to. Now for the first blank, I'll copy this into this place. Now for the second blank also, I'll copy this to this place. And all the operand now will be having value blank. And how many ones are left out? 6 ones are left out in the tape and I'm getting 6 as a result. So now you can see these operands are getting copied into the blank spaces. This is a repetition work for each one in the first operand. Now let us try to do this. Now if you have seen my previous example on multiplication, it will become very easy. Still then, I'll try to make you understand with this also. Now let us say I'm having this tape and my tape head is pointing to 1. It means I'll start with Q0. On 1, I'll write blank onto the tape and then I'll go to state Q1. My tape head, I'll move to the right. So I'm doing this activity for the first one of the first operand. Now my tape head is pointing to 1 and I'm at state Q1. So as many ones I'll get now, I'll simply write those ones onto the tape and I'll keep moving right. Now my tape head is pointing to 0. Whenever a 0 comes, it means this is the operation. I need not do anything right now. So that's why also I'll write a 0 onto the tape and start moving right. Now my second operand is starting. So the repetition work will be going on now. That's why I'm creating a subroutine. Now whatever I'll be doing, this will be done for the first one as well as for the second one. I am at state Q2 and my input symbol is 1. Whenever I'll get a 1, I'll write X onto the tape and I'll move right, come to the state that is Q3. Now I'm getting 1. I'm at state Q3. I'll write 1 onto the tape and start moving right. So how long I'll be moving right? till the first blank appears. So whether I am getting a 0 or whether I am getting a 1, I'll be moving towards it right. Now I got a 0, I wrote it onto the tape and start moving right. Now I got a blank. So whenever I am getting a blank, I'll write 1 onto the tape and I'll start moving left. Now you see, the first x whatever I got here, I have copied in the first blank space. Similarly for the second and for the third thing also I need to do. So whenever I am getting a 0, I'll write 0 onto the tape and start moving left. It means if at all I am getting 0 or 1, till the first x appears, I'll be keep moving left. So here also I am getting a 1. Now let us say I am at state Q4 and my head is pointing to x. So whenever x is appearing, I'll write x to it and I'll start moving right. Now the same process I am going to follow. Now the first iteration is over. Now I am going to take the second one of the first operand. It means I am going to do this work for the second time. Second iteration I will be doing. So what I'll do, I'll write x onto the tape and I'll write 1 here if I'll traverse it once more. Similarly, for the third one here, I'll be writing x onto it and I'll be performing this work. So for the third one here also I got a 1 here. It means all the ones here are copied here as 1s. Now the next item I am getting is input symbol 0. I am at state Q2 and on getting 0, I'll write 0 onto the tape and start moving left. Now you see here, for the first one of the first operand, I copied all the ones of the second operand here. Now there is no more ones. So that's why I'll be reverting it back all the x's to 1s. So that's why whenever I'll be getting a x, I'll write 1 in place of that and start moving left. Now as many zeros and as many ones appear, I have written it as usual. But only one thing, when x I got, I wrote there 1. Now my input symbol is 1 and I am at state Q5. So I'll be writing 1 onto the tape and moving left. I am writing a dotted line here indicating from Q2 to Q5. So this is the work that I have done here. Now I am at Q5 and my input symbol is blank. So what I am going to do? I am going to write blank onto it and start moving right. Now you see my input symbol will be 1 and this is the second one of the first operand. Whatever we have done for the first one in the first operand, the same thing I will be doing for the second one of the first operand also. Now I am at state Q0 and my input symbol is 1. This one is nothing but the second one of the first operand. In place of this one, I will be writing blank and start moving right. So the process that we have done here for the first one of the first operand, the same process I need to do once more. It means wherever zeros are there, I'll write 0. Then I'll come to state Q2. Whenever I'll getting 1 for the second operand, I'll write x in place of that. And these things I'll continue. And at last I'll be at Q5 and I'll be writing B onto the tape. And I'll be moving right. Now I am at state Q0 and my input symbol is 0. So what I am going to do? On arriving 0, I'll write blank onto the tape and come to a state Q6. Now I am having all the ones here for the second operand. So all those ones also I need to convert it to blanks so that the result will be only blanks available in the state. Now at last I'll be having only 1 0. When I'll be getting 0, I'll write blank in place of that and come to a accept state. So this is how we have used subroutine to perform multiplication of two integers in Turing machine. I hope you understood this. If you have any problem, do comment in the comment section. In our forthcoming videos, we are going to discuss few more topics on Turing machine. See you then. Take care. Bye.